Good morning, everybody. I would request all the participants and invitees to kindly take their seats in the hall. Those who are outside at the registration counter, I would request them to come take their seats as early so that we can start the program. Thank you.
We are JMC Projects India Limited. We create your world. From buildings to infrastructure to water supply and irrigation to industries and power. We are one of India's foremost EPC companies delivering excellence through speedy execution. We are a renowned name in buildings and factories sector, equipped with pan-India reach, knowledge, expertise, and experienced manpower to undertake all types of buildings and factory projects, supporting India's growing residential, commercial, institutional, industrial, retail, ITES, and services sectors. JMC's contribution to nation building extends to civil infrastructure projects. Our experience in forming public-private partnerships helps us to deliver the best output with lowest possible costs. We leverage our expertise in advanced construction methodologies and techniques in the construction of industrial units and core manufacturing plants. Over the past 3 decades, JMC has been playing a key role in nation building and integrating cityscapes. With a team of over 3,000 competent and committed professionals working in an inspiring work environment and supported by technologies like BIM or Building Information Modeling and SAP ERP. This benefits us during pre-construction projects visualization, increases productivity and prefabrication, improves alignment of strategies and operations, support changing industry requirements, to name a few. Our capabilities span the entire gamut of civil construction and engineering. We owe our success to the values we cherish. We keep our word as a promise. We pursue excellence and perfection. We listen and learn from others. We are practical in our approach. We treat everyone with dignity and respect. We are proud of what we do. Our work experience expands constructions, buildings, infrastructure, industrial, and power projects. In the building segment, we have completed landmark projects in residential, commercial, corporate, retail, IT parks, healthcare, education, sports infrastructure, hotels, and tourism. In the infrastructure domain, we have executed a number of highways, bridges, flyovers, elevated corridors, metro rail projects, and water supply and irrigation projects. We have contributed to the industrial growth of the flourishing Indian economy by building power plants, constructing factories for chemicals, petrochemicals, pharmaceutical, and automobile. We aim at creating value in what we do and not just a mere completion of a project. We look forward to building new landmarks, scaling greater heights, and reaching new horizons. We believe in teamwork. We believe in growing together. Let's engage in a journey of growth. Let's perform to the best of our ability. And let's create enduring value for all. We are JMC. We create your world.
Good morning, everybody. I would request those who are standing to kindly take their seats. We would be starting the program now. I wish everybody a very good morning, and we are honored to welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to this 12th CIDC Vishwakarma Awards and the Silver Jubilee celebrations of Construction Industry Development Council. I request everybody present to kindly switch off their mobile phones or put them on silent mode and also maintain social distancing in the auditorium and while approaching the dignitaries. I would request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais. I request Dr. P.S. Rana, Chairman CIDC, to kindly come to the stage, and Shri Pradeep Bhargavaji, who is Chairman of the jury, Shri K.M. Singh, and Mr. Balraj Joshi. I understand that he is on the way. Shri Joji P. Thomas, Mr. Keku Bomi Gazdar, and Commodore Bharat Bhushan Nagpal. Is he there? Mr. Sanjeev Jindal. Achha, I was told that you have not reached yet. I'm sorry, sir. Thank you. Up to the last 25 years ago, construction was the most unorganized of the major sectors of economy. Mr. Diwakar Garg, please. Please join us on the dais. Construction was the most unorganized sector of the major sectors of economy. The formation of CIDC on 7th March 1996 started the process of structuring and reform of this sector. The whole journey has been captured in a book which will be released today in the afternoon. Let us begin the celebration of this eventful journey with the lighting of lamp of knowledge. I request you all to join us for lighting of the lamp. Can we have the candle, please? I would request Dr. P.R. Surup, Director General CIDC, to also join them. Thank you, gentlemen. Now I'd like to welcome Ms. Sai Sanyukta Vadadi to recite the Saraswati Vandana for an auspicious beginning. Thank you. Ms. Sai Sanyukta.
Sa re sa dha ga re sa Mata Saraswati Sharada He Mata Saraswati Sharada He Mata Saraswati Sharada Vidyadani Dayani Dukh Harini Jagat Janani Jwala Mukhi Mata Saraswati Sharada He Mata Saraswati Sharada Kije Sudrishti दृष्टि सेवक जान अपना इतना वरदान दीजिए तान ताल और अलाप बुद्धि अलंकार शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा विद्यादानी दयानी दुख हरिणी जगत जननी ज्वाला मुखी माता सरस्वती शारदा
Thank you, Sai Sanyukta, for the wonderful rendering. I would like now request Shri Balraj Joshi to kindly join the dignitaries on the dais. Thank you, sir. And to start the program, I would request our chairman, Dr. P.S. Rana, CIDC, to kindly deliver the welcome address. Sir, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all, and particularly Mr. Pradeep Bhargav, the chairman of the jury, and the team members of the jury, who had to work hard to select the awardees. As you know, today we are celebrating the Silver Jubilee for the CIDC, as well as the 12th Vishwakarma Award function. During this particularly year, I think we had passed through a tough time because of COVID-19, the whole industry, due to lockdowns and dislocations. But we still put our efforts to continue and survive. As you know, over the last 25 years, CIDC has traveled a long distance, starting on 7th March 1996 with a small team of 4 people and led by Dr. P.R. Swaroop. Today, we are a strong team of 400 people and growing continuously. During this period, CIDC has set up many landmarks, which most of our members are aware. The work of CIDC to promote the sector, to fulfill its objectives, had done a lot of efforts in setting up the standardization and bidding documents and the contract documents and all those, and particularly the training and skill upgradation part. Today, CIDC is organizing training not only in Delhi and local office, but almost 100 different locations across the country. Particularly, after introduction of Vishwakarma Awards over the last 12 years, this annual function has become very popular. And this year, there was a record applications of more than 300, but valid applications were about 296. And I'm happy to announce that 180 awardees have been recognized for their work in the sector. I welcome and congratulate all of you for their efforts and contribution in the industry. This year, particularly because of the COVID-19, a new category of award for Corona Warrior was also introduced, in addition to the earlier categories. And those people who had done their hard work in spite of all those efforts have been recognized, and their efforts have been recognized and awarded for it. In addition to these, with the efforts of CIDC and its associate members and sister organizations, CIDC and the group has been able to get construction industry a status of industry as well as infrastructure. To get adequate efforts in getting the formal financing structure, CIDC along with IBA have set up even a joint group to facilitate funding to the infrastructure and particularly the construction sector. In efforts to improve the skill and quality, CIDC has associated with number of universities nationally and internationally and with various organizations. And I congratulate our team of 400 people led by Dr. Swaroop to achieve this over the last 25 years. And I wish and pray that we continue these efforts in future also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And I'm sure CIDC will reach newer heights under your guidance. I now request Dr. P.R. Swaroop, Director General CIDC, to address the gathering.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar, and I welcome all of you who are here today, who have very well earned the kind of honors and accolades, and it is so heartening. It has been a journey of 25 years, and it looks like as if it was yesterday. And the things are continuing. We are so fortunate. We have had so much of love and affection of not only our industry, but also the government, also the kind of non-governmental organizations, research institutions, and everyone and anyone who connects to construction industry. It has been a very satisfying journey, I must say, and especially fulfilling for me. There is a wonderful poem, caption is If, which has been authored by Mr. Rudyard Kipling. And it says, in one of the couplets, it's a long poem where the father keeps giving advice to his son, and tells him that if you do this, then, if you do this, then. And one of the couplets, it says very clearly that when there is a sea of doubt, when people are really confused about you, and you stand like a rock, that is what is going to make you a perfect man, my son. Please go through this poem. It is available on Google. And that precisely has been the story of last year for construction industry. It was such a satisfying experience when we met out number of you and those who on a relative scale were adjudged but were not found to be eligible to be given any award or accolade. And there was one question which I kept asking everyone, whoever I met, and that is that in spite of all the difficulties and problems, how did you really continue? And believe you me, the answer was absolutely heartening. They said, sir, we represent construction industry, and construction industry never stops. And that is what makes me proud. So first of all, we will basically thank the construction industry and join me. Number of things we did observe, and let me tell you that there are marked improvements in the performance and functioning of many of the constituents of construction industry. As a matter of fact, the bar is going up. But then there are certain areas which require strengthening, and I will specifically highlight those. We need to develop our bottom line or front line personnel, that is the construction workers. So there is a very definite need of continuous skill development. That is what is going to make the industry more efficient. Our engineers, they need to be apprised about the new technologies, and that is where we have to put a stress. We have to look at new applications. I'm just citing two of them. Looking at the subsurface infrastructure, we need to basically have the understanding and knowledge of trenchless technology. We need to know the applications of drones. It has multiple usages, makes the whole life so efficient for that matter, whether it is surveying or it is surveillance or it is project monitoring, it can be used for multiple kind of applications. Let us start looking at that. CIDC has already taken a lead in not only these, but also many more areas like 3D printing and things like that. And I think this dialogue must continue, so all of us must apprise ourselves. And it is the engineers that we have with us who have to be further, given the kind of advanced training. They have to be apprised about the new things. So I would encourage that they participate very, very frequently, regularly, to understand the new topics. As a matter of fact, not everything about COVID has been bad during last year. It opened up some new avenues. And one of the avenues that was opened was that you don't have to really travel to participate in the event. You could have number of webinars, you could have exchanges of views, and I think we very fruitfully utilized it. In December, we organized the India Construction Week, where almost 15,000 participants, they participated in the event, and there were more than 30 streams that we took up. One of the largest events that CIDC had ever organized. I do not know about the industry at large. Vishwakarma Award is actually to put a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. You have been adjudged as the best, but this is for this particular year only. It has to be maintained, and that position has to be very jealously guarded. And that is where I would urge upon each one of you who had been accorded this particular award to really look, examine, and try to continue improving upon it. After all, we are the ones who nurture the national economy. And if construction industry is not functioning properly, there are a number of problems that we have. So therefore, we have to look at continuing education. We have to look at some kind of, the initiatives where these exchanges must take place. And I'm very happy to announce that CIDC has now set up what we call as Construction Academy for Advanced Techniques. So the details will be available to all of you. You can always have a look at it. And where our people are working at the remote locations, even they can take the advantage of it and they can really, get groomed and trained. There are issues which are related to understanding the financial controls and financial management. There are issues related to disputes that need to be resolved. These are basically the impediments in the functioning of construction industry. There are issues of logistics. So therefore, the International Council of Consultants, which is a sister organization of CIDC, has been charged with the responsibility of providing the kind of advanced level training and counseling kind of programs. And I have with me a member of the esteemed jury, Mr. Joji P. Thomas. And Mr. Thomas is a chartered accountant by qualification, and as a matter of fact, he had been looking at enterprise management for a number of years, and very soon we'll be coming out with the programs which are going to be focusing on this particular aspect. We are also going to have the benefit of Mr. Akhilesh Srivastav, who's the Chief General Manager of National Highway Authority of India. He is going to be there talking about logistics, and then there are going to be several programs that are going to be making and enriching our engineers really efficient, and of course the supervisors as well, including the top management. That is something which is extremely, extremely important. Let me thank all my sponsoring organizations who had been extremely benevolent, and on a short call of hardly about 10 days, they decided to back up this particular event. I'm really obliged to them. My thanks to them, and on behalf of entire CIDC, they have made it possible. We took a little bit of a gamble, and the gamble was, there was a big debate that kept on happening for past few months, even within the jury itself, that should we hold this program online or should we make it a physical program? And ultimately, we decided that the ice has to be broken, and that's the reason why we took this decision, that we'll exercise both the options. We'll have the physical program, and that's how you are here. And then, of course, there are many more who are joining us on the live telecast in the YouTube, and they are listening to all of us. So they are participating from remote areas, but of course, they are also having the pleasure of being with us today. So thank you very much, whether the people who are here or people who are sitting elsewhere, they are also looking at it. You make the construction industry, and I'm so very proud of you. I have to thank India Habitat Center, who have very recently started the operations here and made it possible that we could possibly come here. And at the end of the day, I have to thank my colleagues who have been standing with me like a rock all through. As a matter of fact, the IDC has another credit to its record, and that is that we have the least attrition rate. People who joined us almost 25 years ago, and we started with a bunch of about 4 people, and I happen to be one of them. We still continue after 25 years. And this evening, it will be 26th year that we will be starting. And the most heartening thing is that all of you had been connected with the CIDC all through. And all through, and basically given us the kind of courage and the encouragement to make the whole thing possible. So let us explore new vistas, let us change our way of working, suiting to the kind of exigent situations that we are facing. We wish that this does not get repeated, and pray to Lord Almighty that we don't see these kind of days again. It has given a big jolt to construction industry as such, and economy as a whole. But then I am absolutely confident that the proud people that we are will be able to come up to the kind of challenge, and we will sort this out. Even this devil has to go. So thank you so much, and I'm so proud of you. God bless you all. Thank you. Oh, I would like to basically recognize Mr. Joji Thomas with a certificate of membership of International Council of Consultants. Mr. Thomas, please. That's the first certificate that we begin with. Give a big hand to Mr. Joji Thomas. As a postscript, let me just inform everybody that I also happen to be the President of International Council of Consultants. That's why these graces. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sarup, and I congratulate Mr. Joji Thomas for joining International Council of Consultants. I understand Mr. Keku Bhomi Gazdar has also joined us. I would request him to join us on the dais. We have the blessings of Chairman Emeritus, Dr. Udesh Kohli, and his blessings will be presented by his video message. I welcome Mr. Bhomi.
My congratulations to the Construction Industry Development Council on Silver Jubilee anniversary and greetings to all on Vishwakarma Awards Day. CIDC was set up on March 7, 1996 by the erstwhile Planning Commission jointly with the construction industry. Deputy Chairman of Planning Commission was its first patron, and Mr. G.V. Ramakrishna, then Member Planning Commission, its first chairman. I am proud to be associated with the formation of the CIDC, was its first member secretary and later second chairman. P.R. Sarup joined as director in August 1996. During the last 25 years, CIDC has grown into a formidable organization working for the development of the construction sector. From 4 employees to about 400 employees now, from rupees 5 crores corpus to about 3 times the sets now, under the dynamic leadership of the Director General, Dr. P.R. Sarup, assisted by the able and hard-working executive team. Almost all key government departments and public sector organizations concerned with construction and major private sector construction companies are its members. It has focused on all important aspects of construction, such as financing, training, legal aspects, dispute resolution, and engineering profession, which is the backbone of construction. It was able to get construction declared as industry under the IDB Act. It created offshoot associations, later called councils, for construction industry vocational training, construction industry professional training, and construction industry arbitration. It also took initiative in the formation of the Engineering Council of India, which has been working for the development of the engineering profession in the country. Its national conferences have been addressed by the President of India, the Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, and the Deputy Chairman of erstwhile Planning Commission. I thought during this Silver Jubilee celebration, I should recall some of the important developments relating to CIDC. During last few years, particularly in 2020-21, due to COVID-19, there has been great setback to construction. Construction is basic to the economic development of the country and needs big impetus. The need for construction development, which is the prime focus of CIDC, and its all activities will be felt all the more now. I wish CIDC all success in future endeavors. Thank you.
I now have the pleasure to invite Shri Pradeep Bhargav, former Additional Chief Secretary to Government of Madhya Pradesh and Chairman of the Jury of Vishwakarma Awards 2021, to kindly address the gathering. Welcome.
Namaskar. It is a great pleasure to welcome dignitaries on the dais, members of the jury, all the awardees, evaluators, and members of the CIDC family. A warm welcome to all of you on this momentous occasion, that is the 25th CIDC Annual Day, the Silver Jubilee of the founding of CIDC, and the 12th CIDC Vishwakarma Awards ceremony. As you are aware, the previous year has been a most stressful and traumatic situation, which has befallen the construction industry, the country, and the world due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The country's economic growth has been adversely impacted. Construction industry has taken a hit. Workers, artisans, supervisors bore the brunt of the slowdown of the construction industry. Having said that, I am and remain an optimist. I think the worst is behind us. Now I see some green shoots, and we are heading, as far as the construction industry is concerned, for a V-shaped recovery. V for victory for the construction industry. I am certain that the construction industry will emerge fitter, stronger, and more profitable in the years to come. In the dark days of the COVID-19 pandemic, sometime about July, August 2020, there was some uncertainty and doubts on whether to hold the 12th CIDC Vishwakarma Award ceremony or not. However, amongst the CIDC family and the members of the jury, a consensus emerged, and it was decided that the show must go on. A new SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, was drafted, factoring in both online as well as offline evaluation methodologies. Luckily for us, lockdowns were progressively relaxed, enabling us to mostly revert to our physical on-site evaluations. The CIDC family, particularly the evaluators, representatives of the construction industry being evaluated, worked fearlessly in these difficult circumstances to make this function a success. Ladies and gentlemen, I propose that we put our hands together to applaud this effort. As you are aware, the CIDC is an organization sponsored by the erstwhile Planning Commission and the construction industry. Amongst its multifarious activities, CIDC, with a view to promoting the best practices within the Indian construction industry, has instituted and is hosting the now well-known CIDC Vishwakarma Awards every year. The CIDC Vishwakarma Awards draw their inspiration from Lord Vishwakarma, the ruling deity of construction practices in India. The CIDC Vishwakarma Awards seek to recognize and credit the outstanding work and achievements of individuals and organizations who have significantly contributed to the Indian construction industry. The objective of the award is to hone in on those who stand out in the industry in terms of delivering better outputs and processes, thereby helping to create higher benchmarks for the Indian construction industry participants to follow and emulate. There are now a total number of 18 award categories. This is up from 17 award categories that we had last year. A new category has been introduced this year, with Award for Corona Warriors. The aim of this Corona Warriors Award was to honor and recognize the contributions of people, projects, and organizations who delivered during the pandemic. The entire work in respect of CIDC Vishwakarma Awards is strictly governed by the guidelines issued by the CIDC. Applications are shortlisted on the basis of these guidelines, and the information furnished by the nominees. Approximately 296 valid nominations were received this year. Site visits were made by officials of CIDC where required. The process of due diligence for the awards is a robust one, and teams of 2/3 evaluators have traversed the entire country from mid-October 2020 till mid-February 2021 to finish the evaluations in time. Almost the entire staff of CIDC is involved for at least 4 months in this humongous exercise. I'm told that there were more than 160 site visits by the committed and discerning teams of CIDC examining the cases of valid nominations. In addition, around 27 e-visits were carried out. These were primarily where the facilities had still not been opened and were under an extended lockdown. The selection of awardees in the category of artisans and supervisors is also a very huge exercise. Nominations were received. CIDC examiners either went to the field, that is campsite for conducting the tests, or held e-visits enabling the finalization of the mark sheets. I, together with the members of the jury, are very satisfied with the elaborate process of due diligence being followed for the selection of the awardees, and would like to congratulate all evaluators, CIDC team, VKA, and the entire CIDC family for their hard work, dedication, and commitment towards making this award an epitome for recognizing excellence in this domain. The list of recipients is finalized by an eminent jury, which minutely looks at the voluminous data, that is the applications and site visit reports. If need be, there are telephonic interactions with applicants. The whole process takes the jury several days, with continuous sittings from the morning to late evening. Marathon jury meetings were convened in the month of February 2021 to arrive at the list of winners. We are happy to note that many PSUs, public sector undertakings, and state PWDs, Public Works Department, have followed the CPWD, Central Public Works Department's lead in mandating that contractors employ at least 40% of their workforce having skills certified by credible agencies, and 25% of the engineers registered with the Engineering Council of India. This is a laudable step in the right direction. In this connection, it would not be out of place to mention that the Indian Banks Association, in collaboration with CIDC, is evolving a set of SOPs, standard operating procedures, in which following such improved systems will be mandatory for organizations to make them eligible for lending by banks. However, CIDC has observed that even after getting awards and being advised on systems which need improvement, the required changes have not been brought about by a few awardees. Excellence, as you are aware, is an ever-evolving process, and therefore the jury recommends that CIDC should institute a surveillance system whereby after 6 months, all awardees and other aspirants would be subject to a second review to see if the desired standards have been maintained or upgraded. Members of the jury and I are sincerely grateful and do thank all those who helped in the successful conduct of this 12th CIDC Vishwakarma Awards function. A special vote of thanks is in order for the Director General of CIDC, Dr. Saroop, and Mr. Ashutosh Bharadwaj and his team for making all this possible with their relentless effort. Members of the jury and I are deeply honored to be associated with the CIDC Vishwakarma Awards. Our perception was that this important task is our own humble contribution towards adding to the growth and development of the Indian construction industry. I congratulate all awardees in all categories, and my sincere thanks to the members of the jury and the awards committee for their hard work, sincere dedication to this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhargavji. Our chief guest of today, Justice Gyan Sudha Mishra, could not join us. She has sent her blessings through her message. Her message will be read by Mr. Ashutosh Bharadwaj. Mr. Ashutosh Bharadwaj, please.
Namaskar to all awardees and guests at the Silver Jubilee Day of CIDC and 12th CIDC Vishwakarma Award function. A special namaskar to all the masons, plumbers, carpenters, and all Shramiks who are being recognized here for their contribution to building our country. I must say, CIDC has taken a good initiative by rewarding the achievements of industry doyens, project owners, academicians, and skills of artisans, who are the backbone of Indian construction industry. I would like to congratulate each of the awardees tonight, including the Corona warriors, and look forward to your contribution in nation building. I have been informed by CIDC that since its inception, it is working for the improvement of construction industry and has taken up issues on various fronts. The Construction Workers Training and Certification Program, skill upgradation of supervisors and managers, construction financing, grading of construction entities, streamlining the procurement process, and green rating are few such initiatives. Recognition and validation of existing skills by providing credible certification is crucial, both for the industry as well as for the workers. It provides the workers the pride he or she needs in the job and for social standing. It also provides the industry the comfort it needs during its hiring process for any construction site. The quality and timeliness of the projects improves when one builds with skilled hands. I have been given to understand that CIDC is already working in close association with various central and state government departments, including CPWD, MES, etc., who have made compulsory the use of skilled manpower. This trend is growing as we are moving towards a high-tech economy. I am glad that this award function is focusing on the men and women on the ground who are the actual builders and showcasing them as shining examples of the amazing persons we have in the construction industry. The award on the shelf and the certificate on the wall of their home serves as an inspiration for others to follow the lead and achieve heights of excellence in this field. So today, let us celebrate these skills. My congratulations also to the engineers and other personnel who have been selected for their excellence in their fields, and to the companies and organizations who have attained higher heights in quality of construction and management of construction. I would also like to congratulate CIDC officials on the Silver Jubilee Day. Indeed, CIDC's journey is laudable and expects more such initiatives for the welfare and upgradation of the industry. My best wishes to you all. Thank you.
That was the message from our chief guest of the day, Srimati Justice Gyan Sudha Mishra. Thank you, Bhadwaji, for reading out the things. Now we will be starting the awards ceremony. And I would like to tell the recipients that we are going to have your views recorded with interviews. And the recording facility is in the Mahogany Hall upstairs. Ms. Archita Barua's team would be helping you to go upstairs after you receive your awards. So please contact her. She's sitting here. You can come from the front and on that side, take your awards and then get down here, so that will make it smooth. Thank you. For the first set of awards is for the artisans, and we are happy to share that this year 40 artisans and supervisors are receiving this award. For giving out the awards, I request Shri Pradeep Bhargava, Chairman of the jury, and Dr. P.S. Rana to kindly come forward and award them. I would like to invite Mr. J.P. Suresh. He would be getting a trophy and a certificate, and he is an artisan from BSES Rajdhani Power Limited. Also from the same organization is Mr. Shiraz Ahmed. He also receives a trophy and a certificate. We have with us from GR Infra Projects Limited, Mr. Jitin Nath. Mr. Jitin Nath, please come forward to receive the award. Then from Tata Projects Limited, we have Mr. Shiv Kumar in the artisan category, and is going to receive a trophy and a certificate. From Ahluwalia Contracts Limited, we have Mr. Anup Kumar, who is a supervisor, Mr. Dheeraj Kumar, and Mr. Ajay Bhanu Tiwari. They all are supervisors and going to receive their trophies from Ahluwalia Construction Limited. Jitin. Then from Kalptaru Power Transmission Limited, we have Mr. Zakir Hussain. Also from Kalpataru Power Transmission, we have Nrityunjoy Bairagi, who is also a supervisor and going to receive his trophy. Then we have Mr. K. Pradeep, also from Kalpataru Power Transmission. We have Mr. Shankar Mahato, also from Kalpataru. Please come forward. ये कौन से है? Zakir Hussain. Mr. Zakir Hussain? Is it Mr. Zakir Hussain? Then Mrityunjay Bairagi from Kalpataru Power Transmission. Mr. K. Pradeep, also from Kalpataru. Mr. Shankar Mahato, also from Kalpataru Power Transmission Limited. And I'll ask Mr. N.T. Kanan to kindly be ready for your trophy. You can sit up here. Mr. N.T. Kanan from Kalpataru Power Transmission. After him, we have Mr. Sunil Kumar Meena from GR Infra Projects Limited, and Mr. Rupesh Kumar, both are supervisors in GR Infra Projects Limited. Okay. So I would like to invite Mr. Balraj Joshi and Mr. K.M. Singh to kindly do the honors. Mr. Sunil Meena? Yes, Aapka, from GR Infrastructure Project Limited. And Mr. Rupesh Kumar, also from the same organization. Okay. Then we have Mr. Angelo Souza from Goa Shipyard. Mr. Angelo Souza. Now we are going to announce the artisans who are receiving the medals and certificates. Mr. Ashish Kumar from Tata Projects Limited. And Mr. Brajesh Kumar Yadav, also from Tata Projects Limited. Mr. Prasadi Mehto from Kaltaru Power Transmission Limited. Mr. Ziaul Haq, also from Kaltaru Power Transmission Limited. Please be ready to receive your awards. Mr. B. Narasimha Rao, who's working as a supervisor in Kaltaru Power Transmission Limited. Mr. Ziaul Haq, please. Mr. Ziaul Haq from Kaltaru Power Transmission. Mr. Narasimha Rao. Mr. Narasimha Rao, also from the same organization. Then we have Muhammad Akhtarul Haq. Have it exchanged, please. And what's the next award that we have? Mr. Muhammad Akhtar. Akhtarul Haq. Mr. Mahato का अभी निकलवा देते हैं, check कर लेते हैं. Mr. Mahato का है? Huh? Yes, can we have it? Please. Okay. So now the next name is Mr. Hublal Mehto, who's a supervisor in Kaltaru Power Transmission. Mr. Hublal Mehto. Excuse me? उनका रह गया है, वो वहाँ पे जाके पूछे, उनका रह गया, उन्होंने रिसीव नहीं किया है. Check कर लीजिए. Mr. Saidur Rahman, who's a supervisor with Kaltaru Power Transmission. Then I would like to invite Mr. Sandeep Kumar Mishra from GR Infra Projects Limited. And Mr. Rajiv Lochan, also from GR Infrastructure Projects Limited. कौन सा दिया था? Then we have Mr. Amit Kumar Dubey, who is a supervisor in Ahluwalia Constructions Limited. Mr. Amit Kumar Dubey. And Mr. Ravi, also from Ahluwalia Constructions. Then we have Mr. Yashwant Desai, who is a supervisor in Goa Shipping Yard Limited. Now we are going to announce the award of certificates to the artisans and supervisors. I'd like to invite Mr. Sitaram Yadav, who is a supervisor for GR Infra Projects Limited. Mr. Sitaram Yadav. Then Mr. Vinay Pratap Singh from GR Infra Projects Limited. And Mr. Vinay Pratap Singh. And Mr. Kalpesh Kumar, also from GR Infra Projects Limited. I invite Mr. Ashish Ranjan Kumar, who is a supervisor in Aluwalia Contracts Limited. Mr. Ankit Singh, who's working as supervisor in Kaltaru Power Transmission Limited. Mr. Ankit Singh from Kaltaru, and Mr. Saikul Islam, who is working as supervisor in Kaltaru Power Transmission Limited. Also, Mr. Abidullah Chaudhary from Kaltaru Power Transmission Limited. We have a few awards to be collected by representatives from GR Infratech Projects Limited will be collected on the behalf of the participants by Shri Vats and Mr. Ravinder. Can I invite Shri Vats and Mr. Ravinder on the stage to receive awards for Mr. Pankaj Kumar Singh, who is an artisan, Mr. Indrajit Namsudra, who is an artisan, Mr. Hemanta Chetri, Mr. Rakesh Dey, Mr. Jayanta Das, Mr. Uday Pratap Singh, who is a supervisor, Mr. Deepak Christian, again a supervisor, Mr. Biswajit Das, artisan, and Mr. Kirtan Das Mahant. These are artisans and supervisors from GR Infrastructure Projects, and their awards are being collected on their behalf by Shri Vasta and Mr. Ravindra. We now invite Mr. Prasadi Mehto to kindly come and collect his award as a supervisor. Mr. Prasadi Mehto is from Kaltaru Power Transmission Limited. They could Mr. Mehto from Kaltaru Power Transmission. Now we have another set of awards will be collected by the representatives from Tata Projects Limited. The awards will be collected by Mr. P.K. Singh, Head HSC, Sub-Transportation. The award will be collected for Mr. Vaibhav Vishwanath Pansare, Mr. Sajeen G. Benisar. Can we have Mr. P.K. Singh on the... The awards to be collected are for Mr. Vaibhav Vishwanath Pansare, Mr. Sajeev G. Banishar, Mr. Arun Kumar, and Mr. Sarvanan. These are all artisans. Mr. Vaibhav Vishwanath receives a trophy, Mr. Sajeen G. Banisar receives a trophy, and Mr. Arun Kumar and Mr. Sarvanan have been awarded with certificates. The next set of awards are to be collected by Ms. Pragya Modi and Mr. Nitanj Platia from Kalpataru Power Transmission Limited. They will be collecting the awards on the behalf of Mr. Narendra Kumar, who is a supervisor, receives a trophy and a certificate, Mr. Anurag Samili. Also a trophy and a certificate, Mr. Muhammad Idris. Also, he is a supervisor working with Kalpataru Power Transmission Limited, and he receives a trophy. For the next set of awards, also from Kalpataru Power Transmission Limited, they will be collected by Ms. Misha Bisht and Mr. Jyoti Anand. Pardon me, Ms. Jyoti Anand. The awards are for Tamil Sevalam, who's an artisan, Mr. Vinod Kumar, Mr. Tarush Ranjan, and Mr. Somaya Ranjan Panigrahi. They all receive medal and certificates. Ms. Misha Bisht and Ms. Jyoti Anand. Ms. Misha and Jyoti, there's another set of awards which you are to collect. Excuse me, can somebody collect the awards from them? Excuse me, ma'am, there's another set of awards which you are to receive. Okay, you can just keep them here. And then the next set of awards for Kalpataru Power Transmission Limited are for Mr. Aman Kalyan, who's an artisan, Mr. Bodhu Ashok, Mr. Anirban Dhara, who's a supervisor, Mr. Girish Singh, supervisor, Mr. Shiv Kumar Bhojnapalli, and Mr. K. Bala. All these artisans and supervisors receive certificates. And on their behalf, they are being received by Ms. Misha Bisht and Ms. Jyoti Anand. With this, we come to the end of our awards for artisans. Thank you, sir. We come to the end of our awards for artisans and supervisors. Now, I would like to invite our jury member, Shri K.M. Singh, former CMD NHPC, to kindly address the gathering. Mr. K.M. Singh, please, could you please address the gathering? Thank you.
Respected the dignitaries on dais, all the award winners, the person representing the company, CIDC employees, and all other gentlemen who are here, ladies, good morning to you all. First of all, I congratulate all the awardees who have received the award. As previously Chairman Jury has told you, this was the very difficult work to sort out the awardees from the 295 applications. CIDC managed to send the team for physical evaluation, as well as arrangement has been made for evaluation. Companies have cooperated the evaluators visiting their site, as well as through digitally. Today is also Silver Jubilee Day, celebration of the CIDC, 25 years of its establishment has been completed. Initially it was seems to be very difficult work due to COVID-19 pandemic, but I congratulate CIDC people who have made it possible, and today we are here to celebrate the distribution of the Vishwakarma Award, as well as celebration of the 12th, as well as Silver Jubilee celebration of the CIDC. Once again, I congratulate the awardees as well as CIDC member who have made it possible to see the two-day celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. We would now like to invite Mr. Francis or Soon Lee. Mr. Lee? Yes, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee is the Vice President, IJM India Infrastructure Limited, who also happen to be the main sponsors for today's ceremony. And they have built a wonderful road, which they will be showcasing on the screen. So can we play the video, please? IJM Infrastructure. Mr. Lee.
February 2021, Thursday, was a big day for IJM India Infrastructure Limited. We have attempted to do something big that no infrastructure company has ever attempted. A unique event which is first in terms of funding and operation for a national highway project in India. IJM India is all set to make a record of laying bituminous concrete work on 25 lane kilometers in less than 18 hours on the high-density commercial vehicle corridor spreading across major cities of Bangalore and Ahmedabad via Bijapur-Sholapur section of the 4-lane National Highway 13. This 25-lane kilometer stretch was divided into 5 sections. All the arrangements were made and the teams were simultaneously briefed at each section by the project manager and safety officer during the safety toolbox meeting at 5:30 a.m. And a puja was held at each section at the start of the concrete as the call to the gods was met. The flag off was at 6:03 a.m. and all sections simultaneously started the work. all set to achieve such a mammoth
Very good
task
morning to the
that has
members
never
of the
been
floor,
attempted and
ladies and
achieved by
gentlemen.
any company in the history of national highways in India.
Now it's better.
The work started at
So just to have a quick introduction of my company, which is the IJM Corporation Malaysia. We are one of the largest contractor or builder in Malaysia. And since 1978, we have been consistently involving ourselves in highway infra, property developments, building the nation in general. So in 1996-97, our organization has actually decided to come to India, which is one of the few international places that we have been. And since then, we have been getting projects. The first few projects was actually Mumbai-Pune Expressway, the first phase. Then we were involved in this Gautami power plant. It is actually a combined cycle of natural gas of 460 megawatt. And from there, we have been, taking up national highway projects and also doing our own property development in Hyderabad and also in Vijayawada. So in over these years, we keep challenging ourselves and on a sustainable basis, because if you find our name, IJM India, we came in 1998, and now we are in the year 2021. We are still very much involved in national highway projects tendering. In fact, I can proudly say that we are the only foreign contractor who is still able to survive in this competitive Indian market since 1998. Then, so recently, as you are aware, we got our biggest contract, BOT contract in Solapur-Bijapur project under NHAI. It's about 2,000 crores project to be completed over a period of 30 months. So we started the project quite on a good footing. We were hitting all the schedules, all the milestones, until the COVID-19 came, and our progress has got a bit of disrupted. So now that COVID-19 is starting to go off and the economy is starting to pick up again, one day our boys, our seniors came and then say that why not we challenge ourselves to do 20 kilometers in 20 hours. So initially we thought that it was quite a difficult task considering COVID-19. Then you have this summer weather in Solapur which can hit 40 degrees and all those things. But later the proposal, the logistics, the plan that our boys have prepared was so meticulous. Then the management said that, okay, why not we try this mission? Put it as a mission that, okay, we can actually do 20 kilometers in 20 hours. So everything geared up, and at the end of the day, okay, I'm proud to say that the boys have achieved 25.5 kilometers in slightly less than 18 hours, which we did not thought it was a record, but we have been getting calls not only from our partners in India, but also from Malaysia, even from our competitors. They are actually amazed that we have actually broken this kind of record in India. That also during COVID-19 pandemic times. So this kind of lesson in life that we have actually gone through, that despite the adversity and despite the negativity concerning progress and concerning the difficulty to operate in this difficult time, we still find a silver lining that staff innovates, organization changes, innovates, people thinking out of the box all the time. And due to these talents that we have, the organization has retained talents. We are able to attract new talents. So these talents actually is moving progressively the organization to a different stage where we can say that the word sustainable progression, okay, That's where we are today. Coming back to, I think, CIDC, in Malaysia, we have something similar, which is called CIDB. So the intention is actually to encourage development, the intrinsic development of this construction industry. I'm very happy to see that the first phase is more on the artisans. This group of artisans or workers and all those things are something that sometimes industry at the top level tend to forget. Usually we only remember them when, you know, we need more progress, we need more workers, then that's where we remember them. And once the project is over, we don't remember them. So it is actually, it's a good effort, and I think it should be a continuous mission to ensure that, you know, laborers or workers that works in the industry has to be properly trained, if possible, you know, give them certificates so that, you know, their recognition and they can use it as a career. It's not something that they do after, you know, monsoon agriculture sector once no longer require them, then they move back to construction. They should put it as a career, and I think these efforts are actually laudable, if you ask me. So I think without further ado, I would like to thank all of you for being here, listening to me. And thank you very much, Shukriya, and in my language, terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experiences of working in India. We look forward to many more years of your being in this country. Thank you, sir. So now, for the next set of awards, I'd like to invite Mr. Sanjeev Jindal and Mr. Joji Thomas to kindly award the certificates to the participants. And the first award would be going to Goa Shipyard Limited for creating social development and impact. They receive a medal and a certificate. Can I have representatives from Goa Shipyard to kindly come forward to receive their medal and certificate? The next award category is Award for Academician, Scientist, Technologist, and Innovator. The first award in this category goes to Dr. Nilima Satyam, who is an academician, and she receives a trophy and a certificate. Dr. Nilima Satyam. The next comes Dr. Ravindra Kumar, who is a scientist who is a senior principal scientist, transportation and planning and environmental division. He is working with Central Road Research Institute, New Delhi. He receives a medal and a certificate. Dr. Ravindra Kumar. The next award goes to Dr. Ambika Behel, who is the Principal Scientist and HOD Flexible Pavement Division CSR, Central Road Research Institute, New Delhi. Dr. Ambika Behel, Principal Scientist, Flexible Pavement Division with Central Road Research. Thank you, gentlemen. Now I'd like to invite jury member Shri Joji Thomas to say a few words of his experience as a jury member. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jindal.
Good morning, dear dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first congratulate all the winners, awardees. It's not so easy to reach to the awardee level out here. You have to cross multiple hurdles to reach here. Congratulations. Let me congratulate CIDC also on your Silver Jubilee anniversary. 25 long years, doing good job. It will be a failure on my part if I disclose something what CIDC did last year. We were all scared of stepping out of our homes, even for buying grocery. The scare of COVID was so high, we were even washing bread packets with detergent. CID's team was traveling across the country to the farthest corner of this country, going to the villages at the extreme part of this country, training workers, locals, and making sure that they are available for projects which are critical for the country. So, CIDC, I wish to congratulate every team members of the CIDC team. One more important thing, they ensured that the safety and security of the CIDC team members and also of those people who are participating in training are not compromised, nobody got sick. So the safety measures and procedures they talk about mean something. So let us seriously understand their effort and work, and once again I congratulate and thank you all for this effort. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Now we'll be having the corporate video from BG Shirke. Could we have the corporate video from Messrs. BG Shirke?
Padma Shri BG Shirke, one visionary, turned over a new leaf in the annals of the Indian construction industry, innovating the concept of industrialization of civil engineering and blending traditional with modern engineering techniques, thereby embarking on a pioneering effort in Indian prefab building technology. Strength, speed, safety and sustainability are crucial factors that 3S prefab technology delivers. Meticulous planning includes the green building concept with detailed engineering of the structure and the services and functions, thus offering turnkey solutions to affordable mass housing for varied income groups. Shirke's precast manufacturing facilities are ultra-modern, with customized equipments which ensure the high productivity of quality precast elements being manufactured in an assembly line manner. This ensures timely execution. Automated precision machines produce simple as well as complex reinforcement cages, ensuring dimensional and geometric accuracy. Rebar cages for beams, columns, slabs, walls, lift shafts and staircases are prefabricated with tight tolerances. The fabricated cages are processed through surface treatment as per specifications. A perfect, rigid, dimensionally stable cage becomes the backbone of quality construction. Premix is directly transported without any human interference to the pouring location through a concrete shuttle within a few seconds. End plates, side shutters, top profiles, notches, blockouts of window or doors are firmly secured either with magnets or through bolting, ensuring correct dimensions. The cage with the requisite cover blocks and concealed services as per the shop drawings is laid onto the forms. A hydraulically operated steel core tube moves in and out of the cage, forming a hollow central core in the precast column element. This hollow core allows concrete filling on site during column erection and jointing. The Comcaster unit receives concrete from the overhead shuttle and controls the flow and the spread, ensuring that only the desired quantity is poured into the mold for every element. The exposed surface of the green concrete is smoothened with oscillating beams, screed vibrators and floater machines, making it a perfectly finished component. Long-line battery molds for beam casting have hydraulically operated sides equipped with hot circulation lines to achieve controlled maturity of the beam concrete. Such precast manufacturing facilities combine and increase parallel activity and ensure objective quality control, which eliminates rework and the dependency on a large number of skilled labor. The carousel lines of manufacturing ensure the rhythm of every activity taking place at dedicated points, thereby controlling the cycle time of each activity like pallet demolding, cleaning, side shutter and cage placement, concreting, vibrating and finishing. The pallets with the slab taken by the ultra-modern stacker into the dedicated curing chamber to allow controlled maturity of the concrete. Fully cured and matured components minimize the usage of water at the actual construction site. As per the planned program, the components are shifted to the erection site with the use of tower cranes. Stringent safety measures are followed in the construction process. The reinforcing bars with in-situ self-compacting concrete hold the adjoining precast component. Such secured embedded reinforcements make the joint rigid and watertight, giving it a seamless finish. 3S Prefab offers a complete solution for environmental sustainability right from its manufacturing process through actual construction on site. High thermal insulation of the precast components offer energy efficiency to the completed structure. The full-scale 3S prefab structure had been tested at CBRI Roorkee for reverse cyclic lateral loads, establishing the desired performance and behavior for high-rise buildings under all design load conditions, including seismic. Timber is completely eliminated due to the use of Shirke's factory-produced press metal polynorm door window frames and shutters. State-of-the-art prefab component manufacturing plant in New Delhi is one of the largest in Asia and the first of its kind in India. Shirke, being the pioneer of the prefab building industry in India, remains the trendsetter in the industry even today. For us, the number of stories is just one more step in the march ahead. Height is no more a restriction for 3S Prefab. BG Shirke Construction Technology Private Limited.
And now for the next set of awards for Best HR Practices, I would request Shri Diwakar Garg and Mr. Keku Bomi Gazdar to kindly do the honors. The Achievement Award for Best HR Practitioners, we have Mr. J. Venkat, who is the Deputy General Manager, Training and Development, Aparna Constructions and Estates Private Limited, Hyderabad. He would be receiving a trophy and a certificate. Mr. J. Venkat. The next award is for Ms. Priya Khushwant Bhagat, Manager HR, Goa Shipyard Limited, and Mr. Manish Srivastav. Their award will be collected on their behalf by Major HR Madhusudan, Additional General Manager. Can we have Mr. Madhusudan? The award is for Ms. Priya Khushwant Bhagat, Manager HR, and Mr. Manish Srivastav, Deputy Superintendent, HR and Administration, Goa Shipyard Limited. They both get a medal and a certificate. The next award is for Construction Skill Development, Code L. The award goes to National Academy of Construction, Hyderabad. They are going to receive a medal and a certificate. The award for Construction Skill Development, National Academy of Construction, Hyderabad. And after them is Construction Skills Training Institute, Bangalore. It is the Water and Effluent Treatment Division of Larsen and Toubro. Construction Skills Training Institute, Bangalore. It is the Water and Effluent Treatment Division, Larsen and Toubro, Construction. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Now we'll be having a corporate video. The corporate video will be by Varindra Group. Could we have the corporate video of Varindra Group, please? Could we have the sound a little louder? That was the video of Virendra Constructions. Now I'd like to invite our jury member, Shri Sanjeev Jindal, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All respected dignitaries on dais, all very, very senior and highly experienced, running CIDC and other ventures smoothly during all pandemic time also. Dr. Saroop, Ashutosh ji, where is he? Oh, yeah. M.N. Rao Saab, he has joined us. All awardees, especially all our artisans who have recently got award. I think this is my, as far as I remember, yes, this is my first physical program I am attending.
Could you put it a little closer to you?
Okay. This is my first physical, and it is not only physical, it is a combination of physical as well as virtual. Many people have joined virtually also. So it's not a small thing, it is a good start, I would say, a positive start. The pandemic, we know that still the pandemic period is going on. It started from this financial year, in fact, with lockdown. And in spite of that, when everybody in lockdown and pandemic is under fear, stressed, shocked, confused, all of you, especially the awardees who worked and achieved the skill, it's not a small thing. So I will request everyone to please give a big round of applause to all the awardees. When most of the people were confined to their homes, they all were working and working very hard. I will just, there is a lot of dullness still in the hall, which is not good. I will quickly go for one small exercise, right? At dais also, sir. CIDC, I really appreciate CIDC. First of all, let us give round of applause for CIDC. Not only before pandemic, during pandemic also, I was watching as a third person that they completed all their targets and they use all kind of techniques, and nothing was the hindrance for them. They did all inspection and everything, and so rigorously, I'm a new member in this jury team. All of you were so rigorously involved into all this selection process. It was really wonderful experience for me. And CIDC is working wonderfully. I would say that CIDC is filling the gaps in the construction industries. How CIDC, whether it is bringing the new technology, the drone technology into the construction industry, they are working and they are thinking, organizing and working on that. And if you go to the bottommost, when there is a shortage of skilled manpower, they are outstandingly working in that sector. I have witnessed CIDC, giving training to the underprivileged tribal children, tribal people in northeast, far off places in the Garu Hills. They have a wonderful training program, and they give them all kind of training, and they provide them employment also. It is not a small thing. A person, a tribal, a very, very poor tribal from a far off place of Garu Hills in Meghalaya you know, when he comes and join at some construction project, it's not a small thing. It's a you know, a total transformation. I think it is a very big contribution CIDC is doing. So let us again, so will all of us please raise your hand like this, all of us, sir. Chairman Saab ko, I heard after his inaugural speech, he told people don't like long speech, इसलिए मैंने छोटा सा दिया है. Sorry sir, sorry, I heard. So, but मैं छोटा सा नहीं दूंगा, I'll take little bit more time. All of you please raise your hand like this, turn like this, and say shabash. 3 times, say shabash. Pandemic के time में, when everybody was confused, you all performed outstandingly. You deserve this. And until unless we appreciate ourselves, nobody will appreciate you. Thank you very much. And please keep doing like that. One more thing I'll share. I was telling I will take a little bit more time with the permission. This is a pandemic period. This was pre-pandemic. And this is post-pandemic. Pandemic period is finite. It is not infinite. ये चलने वाला नहीं है कि चलता रहेगा चलता रहेगा चलता रहेगा. दिख भी रहा है फाइनाइट होने वाला है, ये निकल जाएगा. इसके बाद जो पोस्ट प्री पैंडेमिक वी ऑल नो, हमने देखा हुआ था. आई एम फ्रॉम एविएशन इंडस्ट्री, केकू सर इज आल्सो फ्रॉम एविएशन इंडस्ट्री. हम रुके नहीं, हम फ्रंट रनर वालों में से लोग हैं. लॉकडाउन में भी एआई कार्गो से फार ऑफ प्लेसेस पे हमने जो है रिलीफ मटेरियल, मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट, सब चीज़ें पहुंचाई थी. इस पेंडेमिक पीरियड में भी और उसके बाद भी. अब आप देखिए, उससे पहले प्री पेंडेमिक में इट वाज वन ऑफ द फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इंडस्ट्री इन द वर्ल्ड, एविएशन इंडस्ट्री. कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री भी जानते हैं, इंडिया के अंदर कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री अभी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का बहुत काम होना है. बहुत सी कंट्रीज में अभी कम होना है, यहाँ तो बहुत होना है. स्काई इज द लिमिट. पेंडेमिक आ गया, छोड़ देते हैं इसे. पोस्ट पेंडेमिक वी ऑल आर हेयर. आई कैन टेल यू, पोस्ट पेंडेमिक इकोनॉमिक एंड डिमांड इरप्शन होने वाला है. थोड़ा थोड़ा अगर आप कहीं किसी रेस्टोरेंट में जाएं तो थोड़ा थोड़ा दिखता भी है. यू विल नॉट गेट स्पेस. कोई जगह नहीं होगी किसी भी फ्लाइट के अंदर, कोई जगह नहीं होगी किसी ट्रेन के अंदर, कोई जगह नहीं होगी आईएसबीटी के अंदर, कोई जगह नहीं होगी एयरपोर्ट के अंदर. कोई सभी जगह फुल्ड होंगी, फुलफिल्ड होंगी. रेस्टोरेंट भरे होंगे, थिएटर भरे होंगे सर. सब थिएटर में सब लोग जाएंगे, बिकॉज सभी लोग बहुत बिल्कुल बन चुके हैं. अब वो दे वांट टू हैव ए फ्रीडम. सो आर वी रेडी फॉर दैट इकोनॉमिक एंड डिमांड इरप्शन? हाउ वी कैन गेट रेडी? ये जो पेंडेमिक पीरियड है, इसमें वी हैव टू वर्क एग्रेसिवली डे एंड नाइट. ये हम सबका ड्यूटी बन जाता है. वी आर फ्रॉम दैट इंडस्ट्री. वी मस्ट वर्क डे एंड नाइट. एयरपोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया, जिसको मैं रिप्रेजेंट करता हूँ, हमने किया है. हमने मोस्ट ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट्स बिल्कुल टेंडरिंग और एग्जीक्यूशन स्टेज पे ले आए हैं. जैसे ही ये डिमांड और इकोनॉमिक करप्शन, ये जो पेंडेमिक का फाइनाइट पीरियड खत्म होने वाला है, हमारे सारे वर्क स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे. और जो मैन पावर ट्रेन चलने के बाद जो आने वाले हैं लोग, गरीब अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड लोग, लेबर लोग, उनको इमीडिएटली काम मिलेगा, उनको वेट नहीं करना पड़ेगा. तो आई रिक्वेस्ट, यू आर फ्रॉम द सेम इंडस्ट्री, आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू प्लीज वर्क एग्रेसिवली ड्यूरिंग दिस पेंडेमिक पीरियड. ये ऐसे निकल जाएगा. तो सभी लोग टेंडरिंग स्टेज पे लेके आए कामों को. ट्रेनिंग करें, सेल्फ ट्रेनिंग करें, अपनी मैन पावर को ट्रेनिंग करें, रोक के रखें. ये आदमी मिलने वाले नहीं हैं, इंजीनियर्स, मैन पावर, कारपेंटर मिलने वाले नहीं हैं. इनको भी थोड़ा थोड़ा रोक के रखिए आप प्लीज़. इसके बाद सबकी शॉर्टेज हो, मटेरियल की तो होनी शुरू हो गई है, मैन पावर की भी देखिएगा शॉर्टेज होनी शुरू हो जाएगी. काम होगा, मटेरियल, मैन पावर नहीं होगी. तो दिस इज माय मैसेज टू थैंक यू वेरी मच. थैंक यू सर फॉर गिविंग मी सो मच टाइम. गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Jinder Saab, for these encouraging words. It is like encouragement like these that keep us going. So now we are going to have the corporate video of Soma Srinivas Reddy. Could we have the corporate video of Messrs. Soma Srinivas?
SSREC, Roads and Bridges. About our company, Messrs. Soma Srinivas Reddy Engineers and Contractors, SSREC, a construction company established in 1991, started by Shri Soma Srinivas Reddy, an electronics and communication engineer with passion and vision to serve the nation. Initially, works were based only in the telecom sector, which later spread to GHMC, R&B Department, Panchayat Raj Department, APIIC and Irrigation Department in the state of United Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. SSREC's basic motto is to complete the work in time to avoid inconvenience to public. Company has forayed into road maintenance and reconstruction work with GHMC CRMP KZ1, which includes milling and recarpeting, footpath construction, gardening and beautification, emergency services and several other civil works. SSREC played major role during COVID-19 and completed 40 kilometers of road length in GHMC jurisdiction, Hyderabad. The company has got its own plant and machinery for execution of civil works with highly qualified and experienced staff. Now, company has developed its own skill development center. SSREC also established well-equipped quality control lab run by highly qualified professionals. SSREC provides training to its employees through training centers like CDI and NAC. In the last 30 years, SSREC has successfully completed construction of 1,018 kilometers of road length along some prestigious underground drains, canals, major and minor bridges. SSREC has successfully executed and is still executing all these works with the policy of safety first, quality next, and speed last. The firm was awarded the prestigious CIDC Vishwakarma Award in the year 2017 and several other awards. SSREC is always the first to adopt new technology with innovative methods to control air and sound pollution. SSREC always encourages young graduates by giving training for exposure to work with quality norms and ethical values by providing employment in rural areas. SSREC never compromises in quality while execution of work, with motive to build infrastructure assets to its clients that last long.
For the next set of awards, I would like to request Mr. K.M. Singh and Mr. Balraj Joshi to kindly honor the participants with the awards. I will now announce the awards for Partners in Progress. CIDC is really grateful for the Partners in Progress. The first award goes to Airport Authority of India. They receive a trophy. Anybody from Airport Authority of India? He's coming from this side. Trophy for Airport Authority of India. The next trophy goes to Central Public Works Department. Central Public Works Department. And I would also request Central Reserve Police Force to be ready to receive their trophy. Central Reserve Police Force. After that, the next recipient will be GE Power India Limited. GE Power India Limited. Now we have Government of Jharkhand, a representative from Government of Jharkhand. This is GE Power? Thank you. Government of Jharkhand. Then Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Korwa Division. I'd like to invite representatives from Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Korwa Division, to come and receive their trophy. The next recipient would be Ircon International Limited. I'd like to request Ircon International Limited to be ready to receive their trophy. After Ircon International Limited, we have KIIT University, Odisha. KIIT University, Odisha. We have Mewar University, Rajasthan. I'd like to invite Mewar representatives from Mewar University to kindly come forward to receive their trophy. After Mewar University, we have National Highway and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. National Highway and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. Then we have Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited. The representatives from Oil and Natural Gas Limited Corporation may kindly come forward to receive their trophy. Singhania University, Rajasthan. I invite members from Singhania University, Rajasthan to come to receive their trophy. After Singhania University, we have Institute for Lean Construction Excellence. Institute for Lean Construction Excellence. And the last but not the least is Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation. Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation. With this, I would like to thank you, gentlemen. And now we are going to play the corporate video of Asset Homes. Can we have the corporate video for Asset Homes?
Welcome to Kerala, God's own country, the land of assets.
Kerala is now the land of assets. Over the years, with projects across all major cities in Kerala, Asset Homes has made it so. Along with hundreds of Keralites from across the world, I too am a proud owner of an asset. When it comes to owning a home, today Asset Homes is Kerala's first choice.
A seed was sown in 2007. It grew, nurturing relationships to spread its shade of responsibility known as Nanma Maram. The asset value tree is rooted in 4 unfailing values: prompt delivery, total quality, customer centricity, and societal responsibility. I believe, like justice, a home delayed is a home denied. I received my asset on time, and so did all others. Asset Homes is the first and youngest builder in Kerala to complete 58 projects in 12 years since inception. Spanning from Thiruvananthapuram to Kannur, they stand as testimonies to Asset Homes' promise of prompt delivery.
From food to home decor, I'm a stickler for quality. Because whatever is of high quality lasts, like my Asset Home.
Their uncompromising commitment to quality made Asset Homes the youngest builder in India to receive CRISIL DA2 Plus rating in just 12 years. Asset Homes is also the first and only builder in India to receive CRISIL 7-star rating for 3 residential projects.
I maintain my work-life balance. The Asset Delight team keeps me absolutely tension-free. They help me fetch my grocery, pay my bills, you name it.
Asset Homes'ന്റെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിന് Asset Homes'ന്റെ ഡിലൈറ്റ് സർവീസ്.
Is a bouquet of 17 unique services to the customer, including 25 years free insurance coverage for the apartments and villas, free transit home facility, and many more to ensure that the residents have a comfortable and convenient lifestyle. Founded by a technocrat, V. Sunil Kumar, Asset Homes is led by an eminent board of directors. The company is run by a team of professional leaders and closely guided by an advisory board. The true asset of Asset Homes is the dedicated employees. Together, they have won laurels for the company, including national and international awards and recognitions.
നാം ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും വീട് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമ്മുടേതായ ഒരു ചെറിയ പ്രപഞ്ചം തന്നെയാണ്. അസറ്റ് ഹോംസിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം ഓരോ നിർമ്മിതിയുടെയും തത്വശാസ്ത്രം അതിൻ്റെ വില കൽപ്പിക്കുന്ന സ്ക്വയർ ഫീറ്റുകൾക്കും അപ്പുറത്താണ്. നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലെ നിയമങ്ങളോടും പ്രകൃതിയോടും സഹജീവികളോടും ഉത്തരവാദിത്തമുള്ളവരായിരിക്കുക എന്നതുപോലെ തന്നെ വളരെയേറെ പ്രാധാന്യമുള്ള ഒന്നാണ് ഓരോ ഉപഭോക്താവിൻ്റെ താല്പര്യങ്ങളോടും ഉത്തരവാദിത്തമുള്ളവരായിരിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത്. അസറ്റ് ഹോംസ് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്ന ഏറ്റവും ലഘുവായ പ്രത്യയശാസ്ത്രവും ഇതുതന്നെയാണ്.
ഇവൾക്ക് ശക്തി പകരാം, പ്രകൃതിയെ ഉർവരമാക്കാം, ഒരു തേക്കിൻ തൈ നടാം ഓരോ മകൾക്കും വേണ്ടി. Yes, the only tree of trust in the land of assets. Asset, responsibly yours.
would now like to request Shri Balraj Joshi, former CMD NHPC, to kindly say a few words.
Namaskar, everybody. Thank you, CIDC. Congrats, CIDC. Thank you, jury, ably led by Mr. Bhargav. Speakers before me have thanked and congratulated everybody. But I'm here just to share a small anecdote. And then you will know for yourself what kind of feelings do I have in my heart at this time. Well, I started my engineering career in '82 when I joined a hydro project. And I had a chance to work with people who had built Bhakra, who had built BSL, very big projects of those times. And in those times, if you recall, the construction used to be done departmentally. People used to be hired on permanent basis, and the works used to be done. So a kind of passion which these people carried, I had a great opportunity of acquiring that passion. But after a project was completed, these people will be forgotten. And I can share with you my personal experience that after construction of the powerhouse, we were stopped at the gate by CISF and they said, you can't get inside now. So what a feeling it would be that for a structure which you have nurtured like a baby, you're not allowed to come and see it again. That happens generally with the workmen and the engineers who are working in field. And that's why I have reasons to thank CIDC, that they have appreciated those workmen, artisans, who actually make these structures possible. And I am deeply touched by this gesture, and I'm so thankful that despite pandemic and other things, you have continued to encourage the people who really matter the most in this construction industry. So thank you, CIDC, thank you very much. I also had a chance to study for some time in a foreign country, and where one of the videos which was shown was some people wearing lungis. They were trying to carry out the scaling in a tunnel, which is a very dangerous operation. By scaling, you mean that after the blasting, whatever rock is remaining, you just shovel it up and throw it down. And these were the people wearing lungis and no helmets. And the presenter, he said that I don't want to name the country, but this is also the state of construction industry across the world. And needless to say that I was most embarrassed by that video. But today, after seeing the V.G. Shirke's movie here, I am very happily surprised. The construction industry has to consider the safety aspect and the mechanization that comes with it. As we pride ourselves, in the Jugaad technology, I am probably one of those who would say that Jugaad is certainly to be now, it should be written off, and it should be replaced with a proper methodical, modern technology. And that's the way to go for the construction industry to prosper. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving this honor and listening to my views. And I'm again once more thankful to Mr. Bhargav, because I can just share with you that I am also a recipient of one of the awards from CIDC, that was Industry Doyen. And at that time, I thought maybe, these awards are given to people who are just heading some organization. But the rigorous process which was followed and the interview which I had to face when Mr. Bhargav was the chairing that board, I can share with you that that was the most difficult interview of my life, which was probably even more difficult than the PESB interview which we face for becoming a director or chairman of a public sector company. So thank you once again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joshi, and congratulations that you were nominated Industry Doyen. I would like to request Mr. Sanjeev Jindal and Mr. Joji Thomas to kindly give the awards to Corona Warriors. So, could you please request come forward for giving the awards to the first award goes to Mr. Keku Bomi Gazdar, who is the Chief Executive Officer, Airport Authority of India, Cargo Logistics. Congratulations, sir. The next award goes to Professor Engineer O.P. Gupta, VSM, former Chief Engineer MCD and Acting Registrar, Construction Industry Arbitration Council. Professor O.P. Gupta ji. The next award goes to Directorate of Construction Services and Estate Management, Department of Atomic Energy, Mumbai.
Mr. O.P. Gupta happens to be one of our oldest practicing engineers, and he has been a teacher to many of us. So let us give a very, very big hand to Mr. O.P. Gupta. Matter of fact, for all the dispute resolution issues, he is an authority and an expert, and it is our privilege to have him decorated here. Thank you.
The next award goes to Directorate of Construction Services and Estates Management, Department of Atomic Energy, Mumbai. Then we have IRCON International Limited, New Delhi. They receive a trophy and a certificate. The next trophy goes to SJVNL Limited, Shimla. SJVNL Limited, Shimla. Is there somebody from SJVNL? SJVN, yes, Limited, SJVN. Then we have Keller Ground Engineering India Limited, Chennai. Keller Ground Engineering India Private Limited, Chennai. The next trophy goes to Asset Homes Private Limited, Kochi. Asset Homes Private Limited, Kochi. I would request Mahindra World City, Jaipur representatives to kindly be ready to receive the award. Mahindra World City, Jaipur. Then we have Ahluwalia Contracts Limited, New Delhi. They receive a trophy and certificate for Corona Warriors, and Mr. Amarjit Singh Ahluwalia received their certificate and a trophy for Corona Warrior and Chairman's Commendation Trophy. For Corona Warriors, we have Ahluwalia Contracts Limited, New Delhi, who receive a trophy and a certificate, and especially Mr. Amarjit Ahluwalia, who is DGM HSC. He received a Corona Warrior trophy and a Chairman's Commendation Trophy. Next, we have Goa Shipyard Limited, Goa. They are being awarded trophy and certificate. Major H.R. Madhusudan is to receive the trophy. For Goa Shipyard Limited, Major Madhusudan receives certificate for Corona Warrior and Chairman's Commendation Trophy. I think we can cheer them. Next is GMC Projects Limited, Bangalore. They have been awarded a trophy for Corona Warrior, and Mr. G.M. Santakumar, President, receives a certificate for Corona Warriors and Chairman's Commendation Trophy. And Mr. S. Arokiaswamy, I'm sorry, I might have mispronounced the name. He's the Senior GM HSC. He also receives a certificate for Corona Warrior and Chairman's Commendation Trophy. JMC Projects India Limited, Bangalore. JMC? Next, I would like to invite Messrs. Soma Srinivas Reddy, Engineers and Contractors, Hyderabad. They receive a trophy for Corona Warriors, and Mr. Soma Ravi Kiran Reddy, the project manager, is also awarded certificate for Corona Warrior and Chairman's Trophy, and Mr. R. Anand Kishore also receives a certificate for Corona Warriors. Messrs. Soma Srinivas Reddy, Engineers and Contracts, Hyderabad. They receive a trophy for Corona Warriors, and Mr. Samaravi Kiran Reddy, Project Manager, he receives a certificate for Corona Warriors and Chairman's Commendation Trophy. And Mr. Anand Kishore receives a certificate for Corona Warriors. Next to receive the trophy is KEC International Limited, Mumbai. The project is Civil and Structural Works RCCPL Private Limited, Yavatmal. KEC International Limited. Please come forward. After KEC, I would like to invite SJVN Limited, Shimla. May I invite SJVN Limited? The next award is awarded to L&T Construction, Water and Effluent Treatment Division, Chennai. The projects are UWSS Project Indore, Bankura, Taldangra Water Supply Bankura, O&M of Bhagirathi Water Treatment Plant, New Delhi, 110 Village UGD, Bangalore, to be collected on their behalf by Mr. Dhanush Kodi, Kaliranjan, Cluster Head, Faridabad Cluster, and Mr. Vikas Gupta, CEHSM. The Corona Warrior Trophy goes to L&T Construction, Water and Effluent Treatment Division. The next recipient of the Corona Warrior Trophy is Mahindra Lifespan Developers Limited, Mumbai. The project is Mahindra Happiness Center, Kalyan, Mumbai. Mahindra Lifespace Developers Limited, Mumbai. They receive a trophy and a certificate, and the project Mahindra Happiness Kalyan, Mumbai receives a certificate. After Mahindra Lifespace, I would like to invite Simplex Infrastructure Limited, Kolkata, for their project MWAPJL Power Plant Project, Goda. Can we invite representatives from Simplex Infrastructure Limited, Kolkata, for their project MWAPJL Power Plant Project, Goda. After Simplex Infrastructure, we have Tata Projects Limited, SBU Transportation. Their projects are Express Freight Consortium Project Vadodara to Sachin Section, MORTH Road Project, Losari to Machvaram Section, CP 101 EDFC Project, Bhaupur to Itawa Section, CP 301 EDFC Project, Pilkhani to Snehewal Section, CP 302 EDFC Project, Dadri to Khujra Section. All are to be collected by Mr. Ashok Mishra, Business Unit Head, and Mr. R.P. Singh. The next award goes to Parnika Commercial and Estate Private Limited for their project construction of commercial and residential complex, Rajahar Hat, Kolkata. Parnika, do we have representatives from Parnika Commercial and Estates Private Limited for project construction of commercial and residential complex in Kolkata. Thank you. With this, we come to the end of Corona Warriors. I thank you, gentlemen, for doing the honor. With this, I would like to invite Mr. Bomi Keku Gazdar for his address, say a few words.
Respected members on the dais, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar and good afternoon. I know I stand between myself and lunch, so I'm going to keep this as brief and short as possible. First of all, I want to thank CIDC for giving me this honor to be here today and to say a few words on my side. Thank you, CIDC, as well, for the 25th Silver Jubilee anniversary and the 12th CIDC Vishwakarma Awards. I happen to be a recipient today, and I have to also personally thank you for this. I come from the background of the consumer of what all of you construct here today. So we are 100% subsidiary of Airport Authority of India, and we own, operate, and manage 49 cargo terminals, air cargo terminals across the country. And these terminals are built by many of you sitting here. So I have to also thank all of you for the opportunity I have here to personally address. And thank you also for making these wonderful terminals that we use for the service of the nation. In these times of the pandemic, where a lot of people have seen this to be a challenge, to us in the air cargo industry, this was a moment of reinvention, re-engineering, and reprocessing that we did. And we came across a lot of unsung heroes who not only risked their lives by having the wheels of trade moving, but thanks to a lot of you, your companies, your organizations that delivered projects to us. I had the honor of inaugurating one such project a couple of weeks ago in Jaipur. It's a huge project of a cargo terminal, a 13,000 square meter cargo terminal, and it was delivered right in the middle of this pandemic. Nothing can say more greater to all of you here, where in spite of what challenges you faced, the challenges your families faced, the challenges that your co-workers faced, all of you delivered. So on behalf of the consumers of what you have done, I bow my head and appreciate what you have contributed. And I also want to thank you, each and every one of you, for delivering and having the wheels of trade moving. There were many challenges for us in this industry to ensure that what the farmers produced were delivered, what the medical department wanted, delivered, what pharmaceuticals wanted, delivered. These could not have been possible if the terminals by which we were doing this were open and which were built by you. So, deeply grateful. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now for the CIDC Chairman's Commendation Trophy, I invite CIDC Chairman and also Chairman of the jury to kindly come and give the Chairman's Award. Chairman's Commendation Trophy. And I invite Mr. Bhargav, also Chairman of the jury, to kindly give away the awards. The first award goes to Mr. Pratap Bhanu Singh, Advisor, Corporate Affairs, IRCON Infrastructure and Services Limited. Mr. Pratap Bhanu Singh. The next award goes to Dr. Jyoti Garg. The next Chairman's Commendation Trophy goes to Dr. Jyoti Garg. Then we have Aparna Construction and Estates Private Limited, Hyderabad. I'd like to invite Aparna Construction and Estates Private Limited, Hyderabad, to come to receive their trophy. The next is MSV International, Gurgaon. MSV International will also receive their trophy for Best Professionally Managed Company in the category of 100 to 500 crores. They get a medal and a certificate for. MSV International. Then I would like to invite Rohan Builders and Developers Private Limited, Rohan Madhuban Phase 2, Pune. Rohan Builders and Developers Private Limited, Pune. And the next trophy is awarded to IJM India Infrastructure Limited, Hyderabad. Mrs. IJM India Infrastructure Limited, Hyderabad. I'd like to invite Mr. Anas Ali Khan, Deputy General Manager, IRCON International Limited. Mr. Anas Ali Khan, Deputy General Manager, IRCON International Limited. Thank you, sir. With this, we come to the end of the morning session of awards. As a token of thanks, we would like to give our dignitaries on the dais potted plants. Since it's a corona time, we are not handing it over. It is on your tables. Please receive it with bags to carry them. So the potted plants on the table. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Ashutosh Bharadwaj to.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, all the awardees, many congratulations to you, and we thank you for the wholehearted cooperation you have extended by wearing your masks, sanitizing your hands, and maintaining social distancing. The evening crowd would be much more, so we request and basically we look forward to the same level of cooperation. We would also like to mention here our sponsors for this show: IJM, Afcons Infrastructure Limited, BG Shirke, Asset Homes, Varindra Group, GR Infra, IRCON, Soma Srinivasa Reddy, Salarpur Satwa Group, JMC Projects Limited, Simplex Infra, NCCL, Shapurji Palunji Group, RS Infrastructures, KPC Projects, and Shri Balaji Engicons Limited. A big round of applause from them. आप सब ने देखा, महसूस किया कि कोरोना काल से किस तरह से हम लोग जूझ के बाहर निकले। 1 मिनट को आंख बंद कीजिए और 22 मार्च को याद कीजिए, जब चारों ओर सन्नाटा पसर चुका था, साइटों पे काम रुक चुका था, पर उस सन्नाटे को तोड़ा सबने। तो कोरोना वॉरियर्स के लिए एक बार जोरदार तालियां। उन्होंने ये चरितार्थ किया जो कहते हैं ना कि आसमान में भी सुराख हो सकता है, आसमान में भी सुराख हो सकता है, एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो। तो उन्होंने वो पत्थर उछाला और कर दिखाया, और आज हम लोग सभी कोरोना वॉरियर्स यहाँ एकत्रित हुए और इस समारोह को हमने अपने अगले पड़ाव के लिए तैयार किया। तो वी ऑल सी यू इन द आफ्टरनून at 2:30. The lunch has been served in Charminar Lounge, which is outside on the right-hand side. Please join us for lunch. Thank you.
We are
JMC Projects India Limited, we create your world. From buildings to infrastructure to water supply and irrigation
are available with
to
CIDC
industries
staff.
and
Those who
power.
have their lunch coupons,
We
you
are
may kindly
one of India's
contact
foremost
CIDC staff
EPC
and receive them. Thank you.
excellence through speedy execution. We are a renowned name in buildings and factories sector, equipped with pan-India reach, knowledge, expertise, and experienced manpower to undertake all types of buildings and factory projects, supporting India's growing residential, commercial, institutional, industrial, retail, ITES, and services sectors. JMC's contribution to nation building extends to civil infrastructure projects. Our experience in forming public-private partnerships helps us to deliver the best output with lowest possible costs. We leverage our expertise in advanced construction methodologies and techniques in the construction of industrial units and core manufacturing plants. Over the past 3 decades, JMC has been playing a key role in nation building and integrating cityscapes. With a team of over 3,000 competent and committed professionals working in an inspiring work environment and supported by technologies like BIM or Building Information Modeling and SAP ERP. This benefits us during pre-construction projects.